I'm back. Hi, how you doing? My name's Javin Canada, the host of Sportslogic. I'm always keeping your mind on sports. Don't you forget that, okay? Don't you forget that I'm always keeping your mind on sports, all right? All right. So how do I feel today? My Tigers just won a series. They just swept the Houston Astros. They're moving on to play the Cleveland Guardians. It's beautiful. It's beautiful to see. Beautiful to see that my team is doing well. Beautiful to see that they made the playoffs, and not only that they made the playoffs, that they're winning in the playoffs. Love to see it. Love to see it out of this young Tigers team. Love to see it. So why are you making this Sportslogic video, Javin? I like when people make moves. This is not the yearly Lions rant. This is just a complaint, if you will. I like to see people make moves in their lives. I like to see people get their things together, to do this, that, and the third, to make things better in their own life. 100%. Where I am in my life, I've had to move away from home, move away from Michigan to start living in Kentucky. And it's been a rough transition, you know. It hasn't been easy. Can't say that it's just, you know, a walk in the park. But I have my moments where things are starting to work out in my favor. What I have seen over the last few weeks is the same thing we've been begging for the last few years as a Lions fan. As a Lions fan, please go get an edge rusher. There is no better time to go get an edge rusher than right now. And I mean a really good one. One from Cincinnati, one from possibly Cleveland, and one from possibly Vegas. Now, you might say to yourself, why are you telling us this now? It's because people keep wanting receivers. This offense is elite. With J-Mo and Amon-Ra St. Brown and Sam Laporta and David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs and Brock Wright and that great offensive line and a great offensive play caller. No. People keep saying, well, Davante Adams, no. Stephon Diggs, no. We don't need these players. We don't need them. We don't need these players. But what we do need is an edge rusher. I am tired of the idea of James Houston, whatever Josh Paschal is. Josh Paschal's a really good player. Obviously, I'm not playing. But what I don't like is that, I don't know, he's kind of in this rotation. And sometimes he makes a big play and sometimes it's a whiff. So we don't know where we're coming from on this. We don't know about Josh Paschal. We don't know. You had Davenport in there, and he lasted 2 to 3 games. Then a player, batted his arm down and ripped his whole bicep. Yeah. I hear that Davante Adams wants to be traded. But what about Max Crosby? I hear that Cleveland's pretty bad with Deshaun Watson. So what about Myles Garrett? And I hear that the Cincinnati Bengals have a bunch of players that need to be paid. What about Trey Hendrickson? That's just 3 names. 3 names that can immediately come into this defense and completely take it over. 3 names that can dynamically change this defense so that we're not having shootouts against Seattle in week 4 of the NFL season. So we're not having shootouts against really good offenses. Because the secondary, I think, it can improve. It can improve. But it's not perfect yet. It's not great yet. There was a few moments where Carlton Davis is mad. Personal foul, personal foul, pass interference penalties. It was the same thing with Terrion Arnold. He's a rookie, but he's really handsy and he's really physical. And it really kind of like, the advantage always goes to the receiver when you're using your hands constantly. And you're always, setting up to like, hey, I can't catch the ball because I gotta put my hands in like, hey, I gotta catch the ball. But if he's like, if he's real handsy with them, it's not easy for them to turn and just catch the ball. I really like that. What I don't like is the pass interference calls, the holding calls, the blatant like grabbing and, all of that stuff. I think he's got time. He's a rookie, 100%. So yeah, this is, I've said it before and I'll say it again and I'll say it a million times. Aiden Hutchinson is really good. You have a star there that you've drafted. Then in the middle, you got a star with Aleem McNeil. I loved what they did with DJ Reader. I love that they brought him in. It's getting more opportunities to get sacks on that end. But I mean, there is just a rotating door of edge rushers. Just rotating door of edge rushers. And it's really starting to get, it's really starting to be noticed, especially there are defenses that are, hey, quick pass, there's no one really over there, throw to that side, hey, run the ball that way because it's a weakness that way, so on and so forth. And I don't like, unless, I need the front forward to be able to just create pressure. Just create pressure. That way the secondary, maybe it's an errant throw, interception. Maybe it's a late throw, interception. Maybe it's a catch, a late catch, and you make that player fumble like we seen out of DK Metcalf this past weekend. So I know it was a little biased. My picks are on my TikTok page. I wanted to come here and talk about the Lions, and I feel like I can do that here. So yeah, that's all I got. We should get one of these edge rushers. Man, I hope so. I really, really, really hope so. But until then, I'll be back again. Sportslogic.